Michelle Visage is best known as being RuPaul's right-hand woman on Drag Race. And in 2019, Michelle sashayed her way round the Strictly dance floor alongside Giovanni. Now she's putting all those skills to good use, teaming up with iconic pop band Steps for their new single, Heartbreak In This City. Oh, Michelle, it's so lovely to see you. Did you see the ladies dancing away?
I did. They looked fantastic.
This is such a tune, Michelle, and it just seems like the most perfect collaboration ever. It just works. How on earth did you guys get together?
Oh, my goodness. Talk about a dream collaboration. This was my dream. And it was, a one-off thing. And it was like, pinch me. Faye and I became friends because we both had the same partner on Strictly, Giovanni, and we became talking about how difficult, Penny, how difficult it is, how draining, and we complain to each other every night and cry to each other. And she basically was giving me advice, and we became friends and said, hey, how about you do a song with us? And that's really how it happened. And I said, absolutely, who would say no?
Is this a one-off, Michelle, or are you going to be popping in and putting a bit of sass to the Steps going forward?
No, this is definitely a one-off. I am not here to replace anybody. I was here to do a fun collaboration. I wanted to be Michelle from Steps. I put out a tweet, I think in 2014, saying, I know how I could get the UK to love me. I'll just call myself Michelle from Steps from now on. And I forgot I had tweeted that. And here we are today manifesting it. Apparently, I'm a very powerful witch.
You sort of ooze confidence, and I was quite surprised to see that you were very nervous about doing it, because we're kind of in the days of social media and of course the criticism that can come with that.
Do you know what, Jane? Like growing up for me, I was in a girl group in 1989, and we didn't have those things to worry about. We didn't have to, we had people you saw face to face, and if you performed in an audience, if one person wasn't paying attention, I'd kind of perform for that one person. But now I've got two daughters. It's a much more difficult situation with the scrutiny of social media. So I was like, what will people think? What will people say? And at this point, I can't care anymore. I'm 52 years old. Yeah. So what?
Yeah, reach a stage, you've just got to do what you want to do and just have fun whilst you're doing it, I guess. And it's interesting you mentioned your daughters, because they're both off at uni, aren't they? So you've got a bit of an empty nest at the moment. How are you coping?
I know. I think it's a learning process for everybody involved. Both of them left, and it was kind of, June will be 20, next month will be 24 years I've been married to my husband. And at some point you look at each other and you go, especially when the girls are gone, it's like, now what? Okay. You spent 20 years taking care of these kids from, the beginning to where they are now. And this is, you hope for this, that they're on their own and they feel strong enough and ready to fly. But then you forget, oh my goodness, okay, it's back to us now. We have to focus on each other again, because the focus hasn't been on us for the past 20 years.
You have to,
and it's kind of cool.
Yeah, you have to sort of recalibrate in a way, don't you? And we were just talking about the Gates, Bill and Melinda Gates getting divorced, and it seems that their kids are at the age where they've kind of left home and they've been sort of looking at each other and thinking, what's next?
Exactly. And I was reading and listening, and, they were saying they can no longer grow together. And I thought, well, God, I think we stopped growing together 20 years ago. And I don't know. I think everybody's got their own thing. I think that people have different ideas of what a marriage should be. And quite honestly, there is no one size fits all. I feel like what doesn't work for them may work for me, or it may work for you. And I think whatever works for you or doesn't should be handled individually. They just have a lot more to split up than we would.
Michelle, keeping on the topic of ideas, you have this idea that there's a British soap that you fancy seeing yourself in and whirlwinding yourself in. What is the soap and what's the character that you envisage playing?
Listen, I always say in a former life, I was definitely English and I was probably Northern. But in this case, I have always seen myself on EastEnders as Kat Slater's American cousin. I'm a leopard print wearing kind of girl with an attitude. And I feel like for me, I need to go in there and just be a tornado. That's what I want to do.
I see it happening.
That's my dream.
It was wishful thinking with Steps. So I think you just, you get that mindset and you can do anything, especially at 50 when the kids are out your hands. You can reinvent yourself a million times over.
That is the goal.
Yeah. So I understand that have you gone through the menopause? Have you on the way in, out?
I'm on the way in, and I thought at 52 I'd be all the way out, but no, I'm on the way in. You know, it's still kind of coming and going.
Yeah.
But, you know, one thing I realized is that emotionally, I was not prepared for this. Nobody prepares us. And I was just getting so frustrated at, especially in America, you kids are way more ahead of the game over there, believe it or not. But nobody, you know, we're written off as crazy. We're written off as hysterical.
Yeah.
But really, no, there are some actual things that are going on apart from hot flushes, night sweats, weight gain, the normal stuff. There are mental issues that nobody's telling us about. And I feel like if education started earlier, we'd be in a much better place, like 30s, 40s, 20s, forget it. Not worth it. But if people knew what was coming, my dog is whining. I'm so sorry. Yes. And all of a sudden she's just like crying. I think because of my mouth, I woke her up. But I think that if they educate us earlier, we can be prepared. So that's why I'm not against the mental health thing, the day off for, you know, the menopause, because we are different to men. And if we need it, there's going to be way more than just hot flushing. Honey, I walk around, Brenda, I walk around with my fan too. There's no shame in my game. But I think we need to take the taboo off of going through it. And I think we need to bring attention to it in a positive way. Women are not meant to just go stand in a corner at the age of 40 and be quiet and, you know, shut up.
Well, you're a great example.
I was about to say, I said you're a very good example of that, I think, as are all of we on the panel today. But Michelle, honestly, it's been an utter pleasure. Give your dog a massive hug from us and we shall see you soon.
Thank you so much for having me.
Bye.